week. It's been a pretty good week. You moved house.
We did, yeah. Actually, Phil, we chose the hottest day in 107,000 years to move. 3 truckloads and 9 carloads of stuff. Had nothing else to do.
Wow.
Pretty much had to go to church after that, though.
Why?
Well, it was Easter, wasn't it?
But there's nobody there. It's closed.
I noticed that when I got there. Was a bit boring, actually, to be honest, sitting there on my own. But I did find the red wine tucked behind the thing there, and there's a lot less of it there now.
I can imagine.
So yeah, I had a pretty good time actually.
That's
You know,
funny.
It was good though.
Well, we got some good news this week come out of Hong Kong. With the Hong Kong Zoo closed to visitors, the pandas are finally banging after 10 years. The coronavirus pandemic...
Bit like my life, actually.
I'm sure Carol will be happy with that comment. The coronavirus pandemic has given a pair of pandas in Hong Kong enough time alone to finally get it on. Keepers at Hong Kong's Ocean Park have been trying unsuccessfully for 10 years to get 14-year-old pandas Ying Ying and Lei Lei to mate naturally. A decade-long effort that has proven fruitless. However, with the zoo closed to visitors since late January because of the COVID-19 outbreak, staff began noticing changes in the animals' behaviour. Since late March, Ying Ying began spending more time playing in the water, while Lei Lei has been leaving scent marks around his habitat and searching the area for Ying Ying's scent. Following the foreplay, Ocean Park proudly announced that the 2 pandas had successfully mated on Monday morning. And as our mate from Perth, Stoneman Reynolds, put on Facebook that great, next we'll have a pandemic.
Right, okay. Thanks for that, Phil.
Funny.
It was funny.
Thanks to Stoneman.
Thanks, Stoneman. Terrific stuff. So I noticed, Phil, that you've been using your time fairly productively as well. You've been keeping up the jogging kebab routine, going pretty well.
To a point, yeah.
Would you say that you've developed chicken thighs or anything like
I probably wouldn't go that far.
That's a shame, because I came across something yesterday, and Nigella Lawson has got
her.
a use for chicken thighs.
Right.
Are you sure?
Go on.
Well, she's got chicken thighs, chorizo, onions, new potatoes.
As opposed to old ones.
Well, yeah, the old ones are a bit mouldy. Add a bit of oil, some whole unpeeled garlic, and you've got a fantastic dish. I mean, what better in isolation than a bit of Nigella chicken thighs?
That looks great.
So there you go, Phil.
We'll put a picture of that up so people can see that.
What, your thighs? Your chicken thighs?
No, Nigella's thighs.
Okay.
Lovely.
I can't think of anything better.
Yeah.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. Gonna be the man who's coming home with you.
So during this lockdown, it's really hard to keep fitness up. You know, the gyms are closed and all of that. But
What are you saying, Phil?
but I think there's a lot of things you can find around the house that you could use. What do you think?
I'm sure people, you know, as we've said before, people have been pretty creative. So I think you're right, Phil. And that's exactly why we've got this wonderful lady online with us at the moment, all the way from sunny Broome. My sister Sal, who is a personal trainer amongst many other things that she can do. She's going to take us through, I think, a few routines that we can do to keep trim, taut and terrific at home. Hi, Sal.
Hey, Sal.
Hi guys, how are you?
Great. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. How's the weather down there?
A wonderful 22 today, I think. Brisk.
Awesome.
So
Okay,
what have you got to say?
well, what we've got for you, I've put my mind to it, and I thought, yep, I don't know what it's like down there, but definitely up here, all of the sports shops are just completely out of gym equipment, and people are phoning me up saying, Sal, have you got something that I can borrow or buy or whatever? And I'm saying to them, I've pretty well, I need everything that I've got for my own use, but have you thought just a little bit outside the square? Because there's plenty of stuff around, as you've said, there's plenty of stuff around that you can use. And after all, a weight's just a weight, so it doesn't really matter what that weight is. So what I've got for you is what we call, it's either a pyramid, ascending pyramid or a descending pyramid workout, which means we start with a certain weight and we do a certain number of repetitions of each exercise. And then we decrease the weight and do more repetitions. So
That
having a
sounds
look
like
around
something like I could handle. I'm pretty sure I could handle that routine.
yeah, so we're going to start with something like, what have we got here? We've got a bottle of vodka, and we're going to do what is called a vodka V-set. And so what we're going to do is come into this position here where you're leaning back, abs are nice and tight, and then you're going to just lift your legs up and over the vodka and up and over the vodka. We call this a vodka V-set. We start with 10 of those, and then because we've got to reduce the weight of the vodka bottle, we go for the next set. Oh, this one's always a bit of a shock. And then we go with 6 repetitions. Okay? And that's how we do the vodka V-set pyramid.
Excellent. Excellent. And how long would I expect the bottle to last overall?
You could probably get up to somewhere around 30 repetitions before you've knocked off the bottle of body.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
I think we could do that.
Between us, I think we could.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Manageable. Yeah, that's good. And that's another thing you can do, obviously, with your arms length between you. You can do it as a tag team workout, which is fantastic. And you can do that remote as well.
Caring and sharing.
Caring and sharing. Okay, so now we might say, righty, I've done some work for my core. What about the gun show? How am I going to get the gun show happening? We've got a couple of bicep curls. All right, so I just found these lying around in the fridge, nice and cold, and then we're just going to do 10 of these.
Yeah.
And then we might alternate it and do running arms. Now be careful with this one, you don't want the lids flying off.
I was going to say you don't want to be doing that with beer. You need definitely to do spirits.
Yeah, it needs to be flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
None of the sparkling wine, same sort of thing. Just be a little bit mindful when you're choosing your weights for these exercises. Make sure that you're putting a little bit of thought into it. So for that one, you've got 10 of your bicep curls and then 10 of your
Would a Jeroboam be suitable for that?
As I say, look, if you live in a more trustworthy region of the state, you may be able to access casks of wine and 1 litre bottles and Jeroboams. Feel free to use them. If we're doing that pyramid workout, just remember it's going to be a little bit harder at the beginning, but the rewards at the end are going to be huge.
Excellent. I like that.
All right, so next we have a SAV plank. So we've got a nice little Marlborough number here.
Oh, one of my favourites.
Oh, beautiful, lovely region, Marlborough. So we're in our plank position. We grab the SAV and then we open up and then close down again. So keeping the body nice and straight, coming onto the side of the foot and come down. This is a fairly advanced exercise, so feel free to start on the knees You're going to end up there anyway. And then come over and then close down.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's the one. Okay, so we'll do 10 on each side of that one, of the Sav plank. We've also got the Chardonnay press. So with the Chardonnay press, you can either do this kneeling or standing, or you can actually do it lying on the floor. But basically, this is a chest exercise, and we're going to start here, either side of the chest, and then gently, don't want any smashing, gently bring the ends of the bottoms together, and then
Lovely.
open and close the door there. So that's a nice little one.
Is there any difference between a white and a red? Should we be mindful? Port and starboard?
Well, of course, your red wine is more dense, so it's going to be heavier. Okay,
Right.
so just bear that in mind. And then you go that one step further and you do actually move into your spirits if you're going to do that. They're more dense again, so it's just going to add a little bit of extra work to your workout, which of course is why we're here. So by now, we're starting to get a little bit pecky. We're lucky in Broome, we can still go down to the beach, okay, as long as we're isolated. And so we might pack the esky up, okay, and we don't want to waste any moments here. So we can do an esky row. It's great exercise, good for the back, good for your biceps, nice for your hammies as well. Now you've got to stick your butt out so you look like a duck. It's not the most elegant exercise, but it's very effective. And then fill this full. Cheese, crackers, plates, glasses, wine, ice, everything. Get as much as you can in there. And then before you can reap the rewards, you just need to rip the lats up a bit. So we've got 10 fantastic little esky rows there. And then, of course, you can open it up and go, well, hey, open it up the right way. But, oh, my God. And what did we find in the esky? Every type of cheese you can find in your house. Okay, grab it, put it in a bowl.
Yep.
This is inspired by Jamie Oliver. So we're going to call this one queso dips. So
Nice.
all the cheese.
Nice. I am a fan of Jamie, I must say.
He's an inspired man. So we're going to put that on our lap.
Mm-hmm.
And then gently ease away from the platform or the esky, because you just got it out of the esky. And then we come down and up. Queso dips. Great exercise for the back of the arms. And then once you've finished that, you're going to empty the contents of all of these cheeses into the bowl, stick it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, stir it up, crack black pepper, a little bit of herbs, yummo.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you could throw a bit of macaroni in that and that.
Bit of macaroni. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Chorizo, I'm thinking. I don't mind a bit of chorizo.
You could make it into a fondue.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that, but of course, that's a choice. With, of course, the Sav or the,
The Beaujolais, you might even afford a sparkling with you.
All
And if you're not allowed down the beach, the back garden.
Excellent stuff. And I think in isolation, that's exactly the type of routine that we need, Phil.
Yeah.
You and I both.
I think we can do that.
I think we can do that. 20 minutes to half an hour. The rewards probably need a little bit of a nap in the afternoon.
We might have to have a nap in between those exercises.
You're probably right, Phil. Well, Sal, thanks very much. Isolation exercises, brilliant stuff. I'm sure that everybody in Western Australia can benefit from that.
Yeah.
It'll go worldwide, I'm sure.
It'll go viral.
Thank you very much. It will be. We should have had a bottle of Corona there.
Thanks.
Can't get out.
Thanks, Sal.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Take
Keep
care.
safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Joining us now is our good friend Yo. She's a holistic counsellor and life coach, and she's going to join us to talk about a lot of people are finding a lot of anxiety these days with being locked down, not talking to other people. And so Yo's going to give us some tips on dealing with that. Hey Yo, how you going?
Hey, hi Phil. Hey Mark.
Hi, Yo.
How are you guys going?
We're not too bad, thanks. So
Good.
what would you recommend for people that are on their own and don't have any physical contact with other people?
Well, yeah, so it is a really weird space that we're all in at the moment, isn't it? Being isolated from our friends and family, and if specifically, like you're saying, the old people that generally rely on carers popping in and taking them on shopping days and so forth, and even the carers aren't able to be there with them at the moment. But I obviously recommend that we need contact with others as much as possible, so remaining in contact on the telephone or which I do believe the carers are doing as well, making phone calls to their people. But if by chance you're not able to make connection with others at the moment, the best thing to do is to try and keep your mind occupied with really the positive things in life.
At the moment, a lot of people's routines are out of kilter, aren't they? Because they might be working from home, or like you say, they're not talking to family and friends as often and things like that. Do you think finding a way to keep into some kind of normal routine, even if it's working from home, doing things that people can actually keep to some kind of time frame, or certain things that they do to keep disciplined?
Like keeping in a routine.
Definitely, yes. So yes, definitely that would help. Like to maintain your routine, getting up in the morning, having your shower, getting dressed, getting ready for the day. So the routine definitely helps. But the thing is that your mindset is really what determines your reality. So if you're feeling anxiety over the situation that you're in, it is literally your thinking that makes it either good or bad. Nothing's good nor bad. It just is. But our thinking is what makes it good or bad.
Have you got any tips for musicians and artists and creative people that may be feeling particularly out of sorts at the moment?
Yeah. So any time that our lives are disrupted in one way or the other, we'll experience that displacement. But again, if we change our mind of that, and even the musicians and the artists, like I'm pretty sure that quite a large majority of them would have been thinking, gee, I wish we could have the night off tonight because like I really need a rest, like we've been doing these late nights so often. So you have all of that may have been in their world before the coronavirus stopped everything. And to be able to actually appreciate the downtime now is a good way of looking at it, because in their downtime, you mentioned in your last video how they're quite creative. They're coming up with new ideas and things. So in their downtime is a good time for them to reevaluate really how they would like everything to be if it was in a perfect situation. If
So
you
they
know,
could write more songs, or they could
write music, they can explore what else they can do to expand. See, as human beings, our purpose is to be expanding all the time. So often musicians or anybody, like I think the coronavirus has actually put us all in a position of a opportunity to reinvent, if you like. So it's time to weed out the things that were in our life that were making us too busy or too loud or too confused, really, to be able to create something other in our lives. Do you know what I mean?
Some of the older population, my dad's 90, for example, he would say, oh, you know, I've got through World War II, I've done this, I've done that. To be locked down under the situation that they are at the moment is quite a foreign thing to them, but they don't kind of understand why, or some of the finer points to it.
So hope is a really good thing for them to become aware of. Finding pictures and so forth of the family and enjoying the memories of the family. Like you're speaking about a 90-year-old now, so generally 90-year-old people are in reflection mode rather than in creation mode.
Yeah.
And sit down, create, write music, do all of that sort of stuff. The 90-year-olds are probably, it's more beneficial for them to be reminiscing on the great times and looking forward to when the family can come and visit and so forth. And, you know, you mentioned that they're a little bit confused. I think it's really important that we sit down and try and explain it to them like really well what's going on.
It's forcing us to pause and look at the way we are living our lives and sort of resetting to really what's important, what's not important.
One of the things that I speak about in the workshops is really our lives are like an empty canvas. At any stage we have we can have an empty canvas in front of us and create what it is that we want, place the things that we want on the canvas. The problem is that our thinking has to be readjusted because we are so busy thinking. Our minds think all the time. They don't stop thinking. But it's all, our thinking is so, what's the word? Our thinking is tainted because our mind's full of beliefs that are actually just things that aren't really true. They're things, when you're a child, your parents might have told you, you know, like, Johnny, you're a naughty boy, and for the rest of your life, Johnny thinks that he's a naughty boy, so he starts believing he's a naughty boy, he starts acting like a naughty boy, so he becomes a naughty boy.
It's
so
self-fulfilling, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's the human. Whatever we choose to believe when we're told something, whatever we choose to believe is what will become. Our subconscious takes it on, and it becomes who we are in every cell of your body. Like so our thinking is tainted. So at this stage, while the majority of us have created a life unconsciously. In other words, it's just all come about. Like, we think that it's all just happened, and like there's so many people that before the coronavirus actually started, that would be complaining about their life. Like, as a psychotherapist, counsellor, like, I hear a lot of that, and like people aren't happy with their life, how it was even before the coronavirus. Now, the coronavirus, how I view it, has come along, and everyone actually has no choice but to stop and to stop their life or what they were doing, and we have time to reassess all that, to go, oh, well, I haven't got a job now, or whatever the case may be, and I've got to create a new. So how would my ideal life look? what would it look like if I had an ideal life instead of the one that I was whinging and complaining about before the coronavirus? Yeah, and then
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go on, yeah.
Yeah, and then have a time to be able to work through things to be able to get them to live an ideal life. Now, the thing that I start with in therapy is always gratitude. Like, start realizing no matter what situation you're in, no matter how bad you think your life is, start considering all the things you can be grateful for. Write yourself a list of things that you can be grateful for, because gratitude is like switching on a light in a dense forest. So when you're anxious and depressed and afraid and feeling all the things that you're talking about, the emotions that we're talking about, the displacement, everything seems dark. It's like being in a dark forest. But once you actually introduce things that you can be grateful for, right, it's like switching on a light in the forest, and you can see more clearly.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I think this has all really given us pause to reassess our lives of what's important, what's not important, who's important. I've been telling people to ring each other up, you know, and actually talk. Don't just text message or email. Just ring and talk to people, you know. And people now have the time to do that. There's no excuse now.
It's a massive opportunity, isn't it, to recalibrate. You wonder if the world has kind of fallen off its axis for a while, and we're all now having time to reflect, an opportunity to recalibrate, and maybe, just maybe, the world will come out a better place after all of this.
That's what I'm feeling. And you know, one of the commitments that I made to myself, like in the beginning of all of this, is that by the end of it I want to be 10% at least better than what I was when this all started. Yeah. So that gives you, so the musicians can do that, even the 90-year-olds can do that, because you know, like, they might be able to introduce a little bit of like exercise in their life, like or singing or listening to music, or that, you know, just improve your life by 10%, and that way
get some of those things done that you've been meaning to get done for so long but haven't found the time. There's no excuse for not finding time at the moment.
No, that's right. Yeah. It's I think it's a great opportunity. I truly do, and I just hope that everybody else can see it that way. And I mean, I do realise, however, that there are some people that are, you know, that are maybe suffering at the moment, or consider that. Yes, yeah, or depressed. But I've got to say again that, like, it is your mindset that determines your reality. So if you can change your mindset, one of gratitude and one of hope and moving forward, then it's like the gratitude in the dark forest, switching on the light. So is like hope, like switching on the light, because it's it allows you to choose growth instead of depression or anxiety. You must choose. There's so many concepts that come in all of this, because there's choice as well. So once you know that gratitude works, you've got to choose to apply that in your life. It can't just be knowing that makes the change. It's actually choosing to apply that makes the change.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. Look, some great advice there. Thanks for joining us tonight, and hopefully we can have you on the show again soon.
Thank you, Yo.
Well, Thank you for having me, and yes, good on you guys. I love your show.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Take care, Yo.
No worries. See ya.
Bye. So yeah, some great tips there from Yo. That was really good. It's really important for your physical fitness as well as your mental health as well during these times. So to finish the show this week, we have from the legendary vaults of Pro Copy,
Oh, yeah.
which we have over 20,000.
20,000 masters sitting in there, Phil. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a lot
isn't
to go
it?
through.
Yeah. So who have we got this week?
We've got a fantastic track from V Capri to help you through your exercise regime.
Fantastic.
And keep fit, everybody.
Take care, ring each other up, and be safe, everybody. See you next week.
Another sunny day. Still I wait for you. It's not that you don't seem to care. It's just the thought of the others there. 'Cause they don't take the time to see you the way I do. But then why should you care when the world's yours for the taking? Yeah, yeah, you know we can't be together. I know I will want you forever, yeah. That's the way that it goes. All the time that we spend apart is hurting and pulling and tearing out my heart. But do you really understand the reason why I take this stand? Yeah, yeah, you know we can't be together. I know I will want you forever, yeah. That's the way that it goes. You know we can't break the fever. I want to be a believer, yeah. That's the way that it goes. That's the way. You know we can't be together.